This is not the best fire I've ever built. It's taken me about 30 minutes to get to this point, but yeah, we're getting there. Hello friends, family, total strangers. Today's video is a backpacking video. I'm doing a 4-night, I should say, backpacking trip. And I'm in Alabama. So I'm going to do a little section of the Pinhoti Trail as well as a couple other little trails. I'm doing 2 separate loops that kind of connect at the top. So I won't have to re-hike any trail, which is exciting. So yeah, let's check it out. I am in the Cheaha Wilderness near Cheaha Peak, and I think we'll be going over Cheaha Peak, which is a fairly developed area during this course of this loop. So let's hit the trail. Well, I'm back on the trail, which is pretty exciting. It's been over a month since I got off the Washington section of the PCT. Oh, there's a dog. Yeah, so it's been over a month since I've been on the trail, and I haven't even done a hike since my whole back thing. So we're probably going to be taking it fairly easy on this trip. I'm going to be doing 4 nights, but I think all said and done, it's going to be about 33 or 34 miles over 4 nights, 5 days. So yeah, I'm taking it pretty easy, but it's exciting to be back on the trail again. I am in Alabama. It's quite a bit hotter and more humid down here, but beautiful nonetheless. There are white blazes for the Chinabe Silent Trail, and I think once we get up to the Pinhoti, it's blue blazes. People tend to think of Alabama as being flat, but that's not really true. There is the Appalachian mountain range, Appalachians, do run down into Alabama, so we're actually pretty close to Alabama's highest peak, which is Cheaha Mountain. I think it's like 2,400 feet. And I think we will be hiking over that tomorrow. So yeah, we're taking it pretty easy today. I'm only going to hike about 5 miles to McDill Point on the Pinhoti Trail. Kind of testing out my back, making sure that everything is copacetic here. We're starting to get up into the cliff faces here. Pretty cool. Whew. Hiking up. Hiking up. Okay, we've reached the Pinhoti Trail. So we're gonna head north on that way. To McDill Point. It's about a 3-mile hike. But before I do, there's a little stream this way, so I'm going to go fill up my water since there's no water at McDill Point. So not exactly a rip-roaring stream, but it'll do. Well, I'm all tanked up on water. I don't particularly like carrying 9 pounds of water with me, but Yeah, there's not any way around it. This is the last water source until camp, and there's nothing around camp, so yeah, that's fine though. At least I didn't have to carry it up the hill. There's this little creek at the top, so there's the blue blazes on the Pinhoti Trail. I will say the heat and humidity here, it's actually been pretty cool the last few days. I've been car camping down at the Turnip Seed campground, but yeah, the heat and humidity now today has been pretty intense. My shirt is completely soaked. So yeah, even in Washington when I thought it was hot and humid, it wasn't quite this. And it's not even that hot out today. I think the high is supposed to be 81. But yeah, welcome to the South. There's a little hint at through the trees there. We should be getting an overlook here in a little bit. This would be a great spot for a break. In fact, I had lunch here the other day, just in a little day hike, but I think I'm going to go ahead and beat it to McDill Point. It's not too much farther, maybe a couple miles, so. I will say the trail is fairly faint. Luckily there are these markers on the trees, and I do have GPS as well, but yeah, it's pretty overgrown and rocky, and kind of hard to find the trail at times. This is McDill Point. The sun's in a fairly horrible spot right now for doing this, so maybe I'll try in the morning or for sunset. So I'm experimenting a little bit this time around with going stoveless. So I didn't bring a stove on this 4-day backpacking trip, and I'll talk about that later on in the trip. But tonight's dinner is cold soaked refried beans. They are dehydrated refried beans, which I added some chili seasoning, and I'm going to put some Fritos in there. So yeah, that's dinner tonight. Good morning. I am at McDill Point one last time before I head out. I'm all packed up. It is the next morning, and this is going to be my breakfast since again I am going stoveless. So just a Cliff Bar and then another one for later if I get hungry. But yeah, that's not a bad view. Oh. This is a plane crash from up here on McDill Point. It's been here a while. I don't remember. I remember reading about it, but I don't remember what I read. This is the actual first Pinhoti trail marker that I've seen. The symbol is a turkey foot. Pinhoti means turkey home, so. So I don't think I've really talked about the Pinhoti Trail yet, except in quick reference, but the Pinhoti Trail is a 335 mile long trail that runs from Flag Mountain in Alabama to, where does it run to? Georgia. It runs to Georgia and it dead ends at the Benton MacKaye Trail. And then if you wanted to, you could connect the Benton MacKaye Trail down to the Appalachian Trail at Springer Mountain. So yeah, the Pinhoti Trail is pretty cool. I really like this section of the trail, especially. Like it's beautiful, lots of great cliffs and overviews, and yeah, I think I might try to through hike it at some point. We'll see where life takes me, but yeah, I think I would love to give a through hike of this trail a try. Oh hey, I'm at an overview right now. It's a little misty and foggy out right now, so I don't know how much we're going to be able to see. So at this Pinhoti monument, there's a pretty sweet campsite. Noted for next time. This is one of the differences between hiking out west and hiking here in the south. These giant spider webs, which usually have a gigantic spider in them, that I walk into first thing in the morning and start screaming. Awesome. There is a snake in the trail. Awesome. Looks like a rattler. But it's not rattling yet. Note to self. Keep your eyes on the trail. I am to the road. I don't know about hot showers, but a cold shower sounds pretty good right about now. Blue Mountain Shelter this way. Blue Mountain Shelter, 2-story shelter, pretty cool. It was only about a 4.5 mile hike to the shelter from McDill Point, so I'm doing a little day hike to Bald Rock here. And I'll see if it can connect through to the state park, so I might loop back down through there instead of going back the Pinhoti Trail tomorrow. So this is a day hike and scout mission. Well, I'm hoping that Bald Rock, oh geez, I almost walked into a spider web. I'm hoping Bald Rock gets more bald than this. It'd be great to get some views. That is one of the frustrating things about this, is you can tell there's great views through the trees, you just can't actually see them. Not sure if you can see this spider web. Luckily I did in time. Well, there's a huge boardwalk, so it definitively does connect with the state park. Let's go check it out. There are some people out there, so. Yeah, this is pretty cool out here, but there's definitely a lot more people out here, so this does connect to the state park. It's beautiful, but I don't think I'm going to go to the state park tomorrow. I think I'm just going to hike back on the Pinhoti trail to the road, and from there I can catch the Cave Creek trail. You know, I'm out here on a backpacking wilderness experience. We might as well keep it that way than delve into the whole civilization of the Cheaha State Park. So, yep, let's head back to the shelter. Okay, so I'm about to make dinner. Refried beans again. I've got a couple of different choices. I did the chili seasoning last night. I also have Caribbean jerk seasoning and taco seasoning. I think we're going to do the Caribbean jerk tonight. So I just put enough water in this to rehydrate it, add my seasonings, and then when I'm ready to eat, I can crumble some Fritos in there, or I can put it on a tortilla. I'm going to do the Fritos tonight. I had a tortilla with lunch, which was just a tuna packet with tortilla. And then if I want to add a little something to it, I can either do a Bumblebee Chipotle tuna, or I can do a Chicken Creations buffalo. So I think I'm going to do the buffalo chicken with this tonight. So Caribbean jerk and buffalo chicken. And yeah, we'll see how it turns out. So far, the cold soaking and generally being stoveless has worked out pretty well. It is nice to have a hot cup of coffee in the morning, which I really thought would be the deal breaker for me to actually do this. But when I did my hike on the Olympic coast, I had to get up and go in the morning to beat the tide, and I actually really liked that. Just like getting up and going, like getting up, packing camp, and leaving. And that's just not going to happen if I make coffee, sit and drink it, and then I'll probably make hot breakfast and sit and eat that, and it ends up taking a couple hours to break camp. So I really did enjoy just waking up and going. So it makes it more palatable for me then to not have hot coffee. I haven't tried the cold coffee in the morning. I did have a Starbucks Via when I got here at about noon. And it was fine. It was fine, you know. It was fine. So far so good on the stoveless. I think stoveless, I think it's something that I would use for if I did another long section hike or a through hike. Like if I through hiked the Pinhoti Trail, I think I would try doing it stoveless. But for a weekend backpacking trip, you might as well bring a stove, because it's not just about it's not about the weight going stoveless quite so much as it is about the ease and convenience of use. And if you need to put in a bunch of miles in a day, the easier everything is, the better. And stoveless is just easier. It's just easier than having a stove. So, you know, but for a weekend backpack, it's really more about the destination and the camping than it is the hiking itself. So having a stove is nice, and having hot coffee in the morning and whatever. So yeah, I think it's situationally useful, and I will use it situationally. So this has kind of been a proof of concept to see if it's something that I could handle. But yeah, so far so good. It's been fine. So okay, got it all mixed up. So we'll let that rehydrate probably about, I think judging by yesterday, about 20 or 30 minutes was all it really needed. And then I'll add my, I've already added the jerk seasoning, so then I'll add my Chicken Creation and Fritos. Okay, I think it's done. So that's pretty much that. Now I'm going to add the chicken and the Fritos and call it good. There are other meals you can cold soak as far as dinners go. I think the most popular are couscous. You can get those in like the section where you would find mac and cheese and zatarins, beans and rice, things like that. You can find Near East is the brand Couscous, and they have a couple different varieties, and I guess those cold soak really well. They take about an hour. People do mashed potatoes quite often. There's all the different flavors of mashed potatoes, and you can add, you know, chicken packet or something to it. Those are kind of the more popular ones. You can cold soak ramen noodles. I haven't tried that yet. So far, I'm happy with the the refried beans. So I did bring a packet of potatoes. So we'll see how cold soaked mashed potatoes tickle my fancy tomorrow. I will say one thing I kind of miss about the Washington section of the PCT were all the privies. Having a bathroom at camp was really nice. So I just, yeah. Okay, all packed up. It is pouring rain right now, so I guess we're hiking in the rain today. I don't know how much filming I'm going to be able to do with the rain. But yeah, I'm hiking back on the Pinhoti trail about 2 miles back to the road, and then once I get to the road, there's a branch trail that goes off to the Cave Creek Trail. So I'll be taking the Cave Creek Trail to the Nubbin Creek Trail to the Odum Trail, which eventually will go back to the Pinhoti, pretty much right where I joined the Pinhoti originally. And then from there I'll decide if I want to do the other loop. So here we go. It's really coming down now. But yeah, on the bright side, at least it's going to be, it won't be super hot today. I was sweating terribly yesterday, so I've got that going for me, which is nice. Misty morning. Okay, we are taking the Cave Creek Trail. Here we go. I have to say, so far I'm loving the Cave Creek Trail. It is much less rocky than the Pinhoti, and also a lot easier to follow. So far so good. Much easier hiking than yesterday. So. So this is the Cave Creek Trail, and this is Cave Creek, which you would think that means the trail runs along it, but no, it just crosses it at this one point. But it's pretty cool. Okay, now we are transitioning to the Nubbin Creek Trail. Going that way. Lots of really cool lichens and mosses and stuff. So I totally lied. I was still on the Cave Creek Trail. Now I am to the Nubbin Creek Trail. So we're going this way to connect it with the Odum Scout Trail, which will connect to the Pinhoti. Lots of cool fungi too. Okay, now we're on to the Odum Scout Trail, which will link us back to the Pinhoti Trail. Where's the trail? Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay, so I'm back at the intersection point. So I left from here, so I have a decision to make now. I could take a left and continue on the loop that I planned on doing, or I can go straight and be to my vehicle in 2 miles. Yeah. Honestly, being in the van with my warmer sleeping bag, and it's actually supposed to be fairly cold tonight, like low 40s, and I'm decided to use my 40-degree sleeping bag, which isn't really 40 degrees, it's more like 50 degrees, and yeah, I think I'd rather change into some dry clothes, have the van. So I guess this is the end of our loop hike. This is a different loop than most people do. Most people do, they come to this point and go the other direction and do the Pinhoti, Chinnaby Silent, and Skyway loop. So mine was a little different than theirs, but it was awesome. It was a good loop. The way back on the Cave Creek Trail, Nubbin Creek Trail, and Odum Trail was definitely not as scenic, not as much. This Pinhoti Trail has some great overviews, which the other way did not. However, doing it as a loop is great because the hiking is so much easier. It's not nearly as rocky, and it had the little creeks and stuff with the little, which were cool. So it had a nice little difference than the Pinhoti Trail. So yeah, it was a good loop. So I guess that's it. Back to the van. Well, I got back to the van, but I think I decided I'm going to it suddenly occurred to me, you know, there's a shelter about a mile hike from here going the other way on the Chinnaby Silent Trail, the Cheehaw Falls shelter, and I think I'm just going to hike there and camp there for tonight. It's only a mile hike from here, and it's a great little spot. I went there on a day hike, and yeah, I mean, rather than pay for camping, I might as well just backpack one more night, especially in a shelter. And yeah, hopefully the weather won't be as bad. I did switch out my sleeping bags, so now I have my 15-degree bag, which again isn't really, for the way I sleep, those ratings are useless. But it'll be warmer than my other bag, which did okay last night. It was right on the verge, but it's supposed to be 10 degrees colder tonight, so yep, let's get back on the trail. 1 mile. Okay, half mile to go. We're getting there. Sweet. Okay. Cold soaked mashed potatoes. I will say there was a moment that I thought about grabbing my stove when I was at the van, but hey, no, I'm checking this out. I'm experimenting to see if this is viable in the future. So I'm deciding right now whether to put the pink salmon or the chipotle tuna. I think we'll go with the salmon. Like the chipotle would be good just on a tortilla by itself. It would be better. So do that. No, I was switching that. I'm gonna do the chipotle. Yeah, I threw the chipotle in there. I have to say, that's not bad. I mean, it wouldn't be any better if it was hot, I don't think. So, yeah, it's fine. It's perfectly fine. So it's, yeah, that is doable and plausible. And I think cold soaking for me is doable and plausible. Yeah, that was officially a winner. That was delicious. Yeah, good stuff. Okay, now I'm back at the van again. So thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, all that stuff.